We're at the East Jamaica Conference of Seventh-day Adventist headquarters, located at 74 Constant Spring Road in Kingston. Today, we'll be having our first communication workshop for the year, where communication leaders from zones 1 to 3 in Kingston and St. Andrew will share on the topic of the use of videos in spreading the gospel. The communication team from the Seaforth Seventh-day Adventist Church will be sharing with our communication team members from Kingston on the use of videos in spreading the gospel. We'll also be talking about the use of social media in spreading the gospel. And then we will share some of the new features of the new EJC SDA.com website. This is the Talk About Jesus People's program, and I am your guest host, Philip Castell.
Yes, my expectation coming here today was to learn how to actually have live streaming at Toms River Church, to be able to have information as to what equipment I would need to actually begin live streaming at Toms River, the cost of the equipment, and also the necessary expertise that would have to go into it. Now, I must say that my expectation was met, in that the group from St. Thomas, Seaforth Seventh-day Adventist Church to be exact, came very highly equipped with a group of young people who were able to impart very, very vital information.
My expectations, was to get a wider insight on how to use the social media more wider. And coming here today, it has given me a wider insight as to how to reach individuals. However, I have no downfalls pertaining to as to what has been received here today. It has been exceptionally well done.
This workshop was very inspirational, as how I would have wanted it to be. I learned a lot, and I believe that there is a lot that I'm going to take to my church from this workshop.
Well, quite so. Our expectations, we had a lot, and we learned a lot also about how we can use Facebook to link the different sites and to get the information out there. So my expectations, yes, they were met.
We're here at the East Jamaica Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, located at 74 Constant Spring Road. We just concluded our communication workshop for zones 1 to 3, and I have with me Miss Rochelle Graham from the Seaforth SDA TV crew. Miss Rochelle Graham, good day to you.
Good day to you, sir.
We hear that the Seaforth SDA TV has been doing a tremendous job in terms of ministry by the videos that they have been producing. What role do you play at the Seaforth SDA TV crew?
I am the main host for the Talk About Jesus People's program, a program that is produced by the Seaforth SDA TV.
Thank you very much. At the communication workshop today, could you tell our viewers what transpired from your perspective?
Okay, what transpired here at the workshop today? 3 major topics were looked at. The Seaforth SDA TV brought us through the effective use of video in spreading the gospel. Brother Leon French and Sister Ruth Ann Brown brought us through the impact of social media. And Brother Castell and Sister Phillips Lawrence brought us through what's happening new on the EJC website.
You are a young lady in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. What word of encouragement could you leave for our young people who are in our churches and probably do not realize that the work that they can do? You have used, or you have been a part of the Seaforth SDA communication team as a young lady. Share with us, or try to encourage somebody who is probably in your age group who think they can't do it. Share with us how you started, and give a word of encouragement to our young person.
Okay, I began by announcing crusades and so forth with Elder Lascelles Forsyth, and from then I stopped out a bit in the middle part there, but then I picked up back by joining the communication team. And I just want to say to young persons that our ultimate goal is to spread the gospel so that Jesus can come, and we must not think that just because we are young persons we don't have a part to play. I mean, we are up to date with technology. We can use that by sharing the gospel with God, and we should not be just going to church just like that. We need to be actively involved so that we can spread the gospel and so that we will find something to interest us to stay into church.
We're now here with Miss Stasha Morrison from the Seaforth SDA TV crew. Miss Morrison, could you say what role do you play on the team?
Thank you for having me, Elder Castell. Well, my role on the Seaforth SDA TV is I am one of the reporters on the program Voice of the People, and I must say I love what I do. It's very exciting, and I've had a lot of experience meeting new people and going around, and I'm glad to be a part of spreading the gospel to all the world.
Sounds interesting. Can you share with us one of the most memorable moments that you have had with the Seaforth SDA crew?
Well, one of my most memorable moments was on our way coming from the Woodburn SDA Church on Global Youth Day. We had a flat tire, and all of us had to get out of the car, get Andy at work trying to prepare the tire to get back on the road so we can finish the gospel, get back to Morant Bay, did some footages and to get things in place. Well, it was a bit challenging first, but the guys put in the hard work, got the tire ready and all of that. Rochelle and I, we fit in, help the guys out and all of that. But it was fun. We got back on the road, we went to Morant Bay, we did a wonderful job. We had a wonderful time in spreading the gospel.
Okay, I'll ask you a similar question to what I asked Rochelle before. As a young lady, a female in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, do you have a word of encouragement to other young ladies looking on as to what role they could play in their church as a female, being a part of the communication team? And I'm saying this because some people might believe it is a man's job or a man's world, but you are a woman and you seem to be enjoying what you're doing. So what word of advice or encouragement would you give?
Well, firstly, Jesus is not just depending on men alone to finish the gospel. He's depending on all of us. And as a young person in the church, I would encourage any young lady out there to join the church and get active in their church. Whether it's to be a usher, a deaconess, or whatever, just be a part of a church. Because on one hand, out there in the world, the devil will always find something for you. So being in the church, it will occupy your time. You will have something to do. Therefore, even though the devil will find things to give you while in the church, your mind will be focused on God and what you are trying to do to finish the gospel. so that Jesus can come. But at the same time, we all have to stay focused and read our Bible, pray to God to give us the strength to do all that we have to do. So young folks should just be a part of what I am a part of or something else, because it's a lot of fun and it gives us a lot of experience and it keeps us out of the devil's way.
We're here with Mr. Tyreek Smith of the Seaforth SDA TV team. Tyreek, share with us, what role do you normally play on the team?
It's a pleasure being here. My role on the Seaforth communication team is I am one of the cameramen. I am the side cameraman on the team, and I'm also one of the hosts on the VOP, Voice of the People, on the Talk About Jesus People's program.
Okay, thank you. Share with us, Tyreek, one of the most memorable moments that you have had working on the Seaforth SDA team.
Well, I've been on the communication team for about 2 years now, and my most memorable moment was when we went to NCU. I've always wanted to go to NCU because NCU is a college that I admire so much, and I always wanted to see the campus in which the school is on. And when we went to NCU, we were there to shoot the couples convention, right? And when we were there, we were trying to get into the service, and we couldn't go in because we weren't couples. We were just little youngsters trying to get into this service, but they didn't want to let us in. So Elder Vaz and Elder Castell came, and they went and told them that we were here to shoot a video, right? And while we were there, we eventually got in, and we did what we had to do, and we were successful. Yes.
All right, thank you very much. That is indeed a memorable moment. So do you view that as a positive or a negative?
Well, I view that as a positive, because all media group have to go through something like this, right? There's some ups and some downs in all media group, right? So that just motivates us as this crew to keep on pressing for Jesus Christ.
I was happy to see what the Seaforth Seventh-day Adventist Church is doing. I was stunned to see a group of young persons really participating, and not just participating but running a program such as this. I for one know it is time consuming, and for young persons to dedicate their lives to doing this, that in and of itself boosted me to go back and put some more time into my program.
I'm here now with Mr. Andrew Forsyth of the Seaforth Seventh-day Adventist TV team. Andrew, tell our viewers, what is your role on the Seaforth SDA TV team?
Alright, I am one of the cameramen and the editor for these programs.
So the Seaforth SDA TV, this vision started how long ago?
It was June 1, 2013 when we did our first video as it relates to Talk About Jesus People's program. We had a campaign in the Seaforth District of Churches in a community, Hillside. Now, after that campaign, we decided that the church was going over to Hillside to have their first service from under the tent in a classroom that we had got permission to use. Now, we decided that we would try something new. And from brainstorming, we came up with this idea to start a TV program, and this is how it started. And from ever since, we have been producing videos going all over the island, yes, and sharing the gospel. Now, very importantly, the communication director for East Jamaica Conference, yourself, Sir Castell, you have been very inspirational to this Seaforth SDA TV group. We look highly to you because you are always encouraging us to continue to do the work of the Lord, and we publicly right now want to say thank you for your encouragements.
All right, I submit humbly. I thank you for that. So far, I must also use this opportunity to say that your communication department and the members of the Seaforth SDA TV team have exceeded all of our expectations. Your work has gone far and wide, and the work has not gone unnoticed by the administration of the East Jamaica Conference, and if I would dare say by the church in Jamaica. The president of the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Jamaica, Pastor Everett Brown, has spoken on and off camera of the work of your communication team. But share with us where you think you would want to reach 2-3 years from now as a communication team.
All right. Currently, I'm going to start talking about equipment first. Currently, we use 2 small digital cameras. Now, one of these cameras is actually my personal camera. So, in about 2 years, we would love to have at least 2 reasonable cameras that we can say these are for the church. These are to be used for the spreading of the gospel. And by then we can stop borrowing other person's equipment to use. In a short space of time, we covered a number of events, and we want to increase on those events. We want to go abroad. That's where it is. We want to go abroad, do some more videos, spread the gospel, because the gospel is not being spread only in Jamaica. So the work has to spread, and that's the aim, that's the goal. The ultimate aim is to spread the gospel, but we want to expand on our ministry. The Talk About Jesus People's program.
My name is Everett Brown. Presently I serve as president of the Jamaica Union Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, and you are watching Seaforth Seventh-day Adventist Church TV. God bless you.
We're here now with Mr. Nathan Makuti of the Seaforth SDA TV crew. Nathan, won't you tell us, how long have you been associated with the Seaforth team?
Thank you for having me. I've been associated with the Seaforth communication team for about 2 years. 2 years.
Okay, and you want to tell us, what role do you normally play on the team?
Well, I am the main cameraman for the Seaforth SDA TV, and I'm also the producer for the program. On a regular Sabbath day, I operate the stream for the church and ensure that everything is in order.
Share with our viewers, how did you get involved in the Seaforth SDA TV crew?
Well, I wasn't a member at the church. I wasn't a member of the church at that time. I was just going to church with my mom. But one day I was sitting in the congregation, and Brother Andrew was about to do a program, and he was short-staffed, so he asked me if I could fit in for him, and from there on I've been a part of the communication team. And it has been a great experience so far. I've learned a lot, and I wanted to say thank you to Brother Andrew.
So would you say, Mr. Makuti, that you do not necessarily have to have any technical experience or knowledge to be a part of your church's communication team? All you need is a willingness or a desire to do the work of the Lord. Would you agree with that?
Well, at our church, we have this plan set in place that it's not about what you can do, it's about what you are willing to do. And at the Seaforth SDA Church, we have a program that each member have someone to train. So I was trained by Andrew Forsyth. I was trained how to video. I was trained how to edit. And I was trained how to operate the stream.
So you would agree with me that you do not necessarily have to have technical experience, a lot of it, to work with a church communication department.
Yes, I'll agree with you.
I'm here with Jamoy and Jason. Jason, tell us, what is your role in the Seaforth SDA TV crew?
Well, my role in Seaforth SDA team, I am a cameraman. I also drive for the team, and production assistant. That's basically make sure everything is alright, keep persons out of the shot, you know, getting the team around and all those stuff. And yeah, and then the chance we get, we are behind the camera, just assisting in every area that we can.
Okay, what about you, Jamoy?
Well, I'm a cameraman, technical assistant, basically everything, working the camera, setting up a church service in the morning, sound system and everything. And basically make sure that everything is in proper working condition.
Okay. Can you share with us what is it that keeps you going, or that motivates you to continue to be a part of this communication team, which I am now saying is a ministry?
Well, a lot of people don't know my reason for even doing stuff for the Lord and even being a Christian. My father was a person that was like on the negative side of society. And I decided that I wanted to be the opposite of him, right? So that now leads me to become a Christian. So, and that keeps me basically motivated and just doing the will of God, coming to know God for myself, right? It makes me just get that natural joy, you know, rather than just doing it for just to be the opposite of my dad or whatsoever. I am now caught up in the Jesus world, in wanting to reach that kingdom. So sometimes when feelings come over me like, I just can't bother, I can't go, then we are motivated through even Sister Forsyth, our communication director, and Brother Forsyth, always texting us, keeping us encouraged, and, you know, trying to make sure that we continue on the right path. And we are thankful for that as young people.
Well, I grew up in the church, basically. I got baptized at a very young age of 6 years old, and my mother never really wanted me to join the church. She was always there trying to stop me from joining, but because of my aunt, Elder Doreen Roddock, she's always there encouraging me, pushing me to do the right thing. Even when I didn't want to do anything, I was always the one that's sitting at the back of the church, always hiding from everything that is going on. So, you know, I just have to thank God for Brother Andrew Forsyth. He's the one that brought me into the communication team. He's how I started out, learning to do the different fixing of the boxes, speaker boxes, setting up of the mics and everything.
One of the things that we learned was we can make possible with the resources that we do have, and it only takes a start. And with that in mind, I am willing to take that start for my church, and I know by the end of this year, I am going to see a lot of great results, and I just pray that the Lord help me go through as I continue leaning with the communications department here at EJC.
We have come to the end of another episode of the Talk About Jesus People's program. It was my pleasure being your guest host. Until next time, be blessed.